Chapter 6. The second stage of Pip's life. It was midday when the horses pulled my stagecoach into the city. I must admit that London frightened me a bit. Its streets seemed rather ugly, crooked, and dirty. I soon found Mr. Jaggers' offices. A number of people were waiting at his door. "Mr. Jaggers is in court at present," said a clerk at a desk. "If you are Mr. Pip, you are to wait inside." The clerk showed me to an inner office. There were piles of papers all about and another crowd of people outside. I could see that Mr. Jaggers was a busy man. At length my guardian arrived. After a bite of sandwich and a nip of sherry, he got down to business. He quickly told me that I was to go to Barnard's Inn. There I would stay with a man called Mr. Pocket. I was to remain with young Mr. Pocket until Monday. Then I was to go with him to meet his father, who would be my teacher. I would, Mr. Jaggers explained, get a generous allowance. I would also have credit in many shops. Mr. Jaggers said that he himself would check on my bills and pull me up if I spent too much. "My clerk Wemmick will walk round with you to Barnard's Inn," he said. Soon Wemmick and I were at Barnard's Inn, a shabby place in a lonely square. It was not what I had thought to find on the first day of my great expectations. Wemmick led me up some broken stairs. On the top floor, we stopped before a chamber. Mr. Pocket Jewin was painted. On the door, a note said, "Return shortly. We shall likely meet again." Mr. Wemmick said, "Good day." I waited for half an hour, amusing myself by writing my name in the dust. At last, I saw someone on the stairs. "Mr. Pocket," said I. "Dear me," said Mr. Pocket, Jr. "Mr. Pip, I am so sorry to have made you wait. Pray come in." He showed me into the two dusty rooms. I looked at him closely. He looked at me. I saw that he knew me, just as I knew him. Then he said, smiling, "Bless me, you Ray, the boy at Miss Havisham's. And you," said I, "are the pale young gentleman who started a fight." We both burst out laughing. He reached out his hand and said, "I hope you'll forgive me for having knocked you about so." I saw that Mr. Herbert Pocket, for Herbert was his name, was a bit mixed up, but I did not remind him that I had won the fight. Instead, I politely shook hands. "I understand you've come into good fortune," said Herbert. "Did you know that Miss Havisham had sent for me before you came? But she didn't take a fancy to me. Bad taste. But a fact." He laughed. "No matter. I didn't care much for her, for Miss Havisham